Honorable Chief Minister, sir, Deputy CM, Honorable Ministers and my dear colleagues. Honorable Chief Minister, sir, has already mentioned in the inaugural speech that economic development of the state is our vision, and for this we all have to work together. Creating a robust infrastructure and developing smart logistics to connect the places and people is one of the prerequisites for ensuring faster development. Andhra Pradesh state with over 1,000 kilometers of coastline and which is mostly unexplored is one of our strengths. Honorable Chief Minister has given clear directions in developing the entire coastal belt of Andhra Pradesh through a port-led development activity and developing the blue economy. In the Department of I&I, we will be focusing primarily on the ports, airports, fishing harbors, fiber network and the gas connection throughout the state of Andhra Pradesh. These are going to be the growth engines for the economic development of the state. And these mega infrastructure projects have huge multiplier effect leading to high employment generation as well as the increase in the GDP of the state. Since port-led development requires huge extent of land, as collectors, your role is very, very important in identifying sufficient extent of land in all the locations where we are developing ports, airports and other such activities. Today I will be focusing only on the few districts where port-led development or airport activities are in the final stages, where we need to resolve some of the pending land issues. Sir, in last 2 weeks I had one-to-one interaction with most of the collectors, and we have prepared two strategies, sir. One is the short-term strategy, which we need to resolve in next 1 to 3 months, and a long-term strategy to identify sufficient chunks of land in all these places, sir. We will be focusing today only on the short-term strategy, sir. Coming straight to this specific area, sir. Number one, regarding the ports, as you all know, there are 4 ports under construction in the state of Andhra Pradesh. 3 under the landlord development model and 1 under the PPP model, and similarly there are 9 fishing harbors sanctioned, but only 4 are under construction, sir. Unfortunately, sir, in last 5 years, the progress of all these projects which were envisaged and foundations laid during 2014 to 19 are in a very slow pace because of various local issues. Next. So specifically, sir, we had detailed discussion with the collectors, but I am just highlighting some of the important issues. Right? Sir, in the case of Ramayapatnam Port, for the core port development, we require about 850 acres of land, sir. As on today, except 122 acres of land, the entire land chunk is already in the possession of the Port Authority. Remaining 122 acres of land is also pending at various stages as indicated in this slide. We had a personal visit, sir, along with the Honorable Minister. We visited Ramayapeta last week, sir, and we interacted with the farmers, local public representatives. We are hopeful, sir, in next 15 days to 1 month, except for one bit where there is a High Court case pending, which may take up to 2 months. The remaining, all the issues will be resolved in next 15 days to 1 month, sir. Similarly, sir, in the case of Ramayapatnam, about 8,875 acres of land are also identified for the port-led development, which is also at various stages of land acquisition, which will also be expedited. Next. Sir, in the case of Machilipatnam, sir, about total 1,923 acres of land is identified for the core development. Out of this, except 6.63 acres, the entire land is in our possession. The 6.63 acre of land is also because of small issues actually delayed, and a collector has promised to complete this. Similarly, about 30 acres of land for the relocation of the police training center also is being identified. That's also in the final stages, sir. In addition to this, sir, about 10,000 acres of land around Machilipatnam port is also being identified for the port-led development. Next. Sir, in the case of Mulapeta port, about 1,530 acre of land is identified for the core area development. There about 767 acre of land is pending because of some dispute with the forest department. So some chunk of land which is already classified as the revenue land is being disputed. So a joint survey need to be taken up there, sir. I spoke to the collector and they are taking up the joint survey of the land along with the forest department so that this issue can also be resolved very soon, sir. Next. Sir, coming to the fishing harbors, sir, there are 4 fishing harbors which are under construction. In these cases also, in fact, the collectors who were new. In fact, in last 1 week, they have actually gone into the depth of the issue. Some of these issues were pending for last 5-6 years. In some places, the land is also being changed and new bit of land identified. And all the 4 collectors have promised that in next 15 days, these issues will also be resolved, sir. Next. Sir, coming to the airport, sir, as you are all available, the Bhogapuram International Airport construction is going on. About 32% of work is also completed. Similarly, Oravakkal in Kurnool is the state-owned airport, and Tirupati International Airport also are functioning airports. Similarly, sir, Dagadarthi and Kuppam Airport. You may remember in 2019, foundation stone was also laid for Dagadarthi Airport, and Kuppam Airport also was planned. But since 2019, these 2 works were kept pending, and no further development has happened, sir. In the case of Dagadarthi Airport, almost 1397 acre of land is available with us. So we need to immediately restart the entire process, which will be taken up, sir. In the case of Kuppam, sir, 496 acre of land is available, but we will require at least another 500 to 700 acre of land for taking up the airport work, which also I have informed the collector to identify the land, sir. Next. Sir, coming specifically to the issue, sir, in the case of Bhogapuram Airport, there are 2 small issues. We are having weekly review meeting to ensure that the airport work is completed on time, sir. About 1.64 acre of land related for to the quarry. Already the collector is aware of the issue, sir. He has already spoken to the people, and it will be resolved by this week. Collector has promised me today morning that by this week the issue will be resolved. Similarly, another bit of 3.4 acre of land acquisition also is in the final stages, sir. In the case of Tirupati, sir, there are small issues which are pending, sir. There is one mutation of land to be done. In fact, Airport Authority of India has to give a revised requisition, because when this issue was reviewed with them, they also told that the earlier requisition given by them need to be changed. And yesterday they promised that within 2 days they will be handing over the new requisition to the collector. We will complete it. Similarly, sir, there are about 7 high tension towers there. So now removing the towers completely is not possible. So Airport Authority, after their joint survey, has agreed that if the peak of the tower is removed, they will be able to use the runway. So that work is also going on, and the collector has promised me that by 15th of August, this work will also be completed, sir. In the case of Kurnool, sir, out of total 1008 acre, 38 acre of land acquisition is pending, which also is in the final stages, sir. My request to all the collectors in these 3 places, please, 3 places, and in the case of remaining airports like Rajahmundry and Vijayawada and Kadapa also, please have regular airport committee meeting with the Airport Authority India officials, so that any future expansion of the airports, any other facility to be developed in the airport can be immediately taken up by us, rather than writing a letter and waiting for the response. Next. Sir, another important aspect, sir, about the gas distribution network in the state, sir. Andhra Pradesh is having natural gas in its basin, but unfortunately, sir, in last 5 years, all these projects are kept in pending stage, sir, because of not proceeding on this. These 5 companies who were given the project to take up city gas distribution and domestic house connection, some of them have gone into NBA stage because of not taking up the work in 5 years. We had a meeting with all the 5 companies last week, sir, and now we have requested them to come back with the revival proposal wherever financial, because all of them have taken loans from the banks. Because of not taking up the work, not developing, and not getting revenue, all these bank loans are now pending. Now we have promised them that they will come back by next week to us with a detailed plan. In the case of all these 5 places, sir, we will be taking it forward. Next. There are some small land issues which need to be resolved by the collectors in a few places, sir. I have already sent the details to the collector. These are all small permissions from the municipal corporations, small permissions for establishing the city gas station and pipeline. This also will be resolved, sir. In the meantime, we need to have a broader plan for the entire state. How many of these 5 companies will be able to come back and take up the revision? Because 1 or 2 companies, I also personally feel there may be some difficulty from their side. They may not be actually in a position to come back and revise.
Personal గా కోఆర్డినేట్ చేయాలంటే పర్సనల్ గా చేయండి, ఇక్కడ చెప్పాల్సిన వరకు రండి. Carry on.
Thank you, sir. That's it, sir.
Sir,